Hey Hunter, you were the second leading receiver last year, and a bit off from there was Henry. Tough rookie season for him, but his growth and during the offseason and heading into OTAs, what you've seen, just the difference he can make in his second season.
Yeah, no, I think Henry's a great player. I thought that last year. I mean, y'all didn't get to see all the things that he did, for everyone else, opening up the field for everyone else. What he's doing, you can't put a stat on. And what he did last year, you can't put a stat on. And that's kind of how we're trying to be as an offense. It doesn't matter who has the yards, who has the catches, who has the touchdowns. We're one unit. And the best teams I've been on are exactly that. You hear outside noise and that sort of deal. Get to week 8 and you don't have that many yards, that many catches. But the good teams and great teams that I've been on, it doesn't matter because you're all going for the same goal. But Henry's been good, and I've people ask me this offseason how Henry has been and things like that, and honestly, he's a great player in practice, and it's not one thing where he's out there goofing around in practice and kind of not getting better, but he really is getting better every single day, and I see it every day. Same with Brian, so I'm excited about watching them too this year, and win a bunch of games.
Hunter, this is Hondo Carpenter with Sports Illustrated. What do Willie and Snead and John Brown bring to that wide receiver room? And can you just talk about the plethora of weapons in your position?
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited to have both them. Willie and John are both, two great guys. First off, I've been lucky since I've been here for the most part. Had a really good receiver room, especially when the year rolled around. But Willie and John have been two veteran guys with the departure of Nelly, obviously. They brought in some veteran presence. They've been on successful teams. They've been really good players for a long time. I know John's going into, year whatever for him. He's 31. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun competing. Like I said earlier, the great teams I've been on, it doesn't matter, very selfless, but it's also, very competitive practice. And I think, if anything else, it's going to, push everybody else to be better and better because, we look over there and you got to, go out and compete. And he does a really good route, so you want to go out there and do an even better route. And so I think it's great to have them. And like I said, two great guys.
Yeah, this is Victor. You guys have had a good turnout this year. Can you compare the situation this year to last year? What kind of difference that should make for you guys for next season?
Yeah, I think a lot of people make a bigger deal about it than it should. I mean, everyone had the same amount of time last year. It's about what you do with your time. I think that's very important. And so, if everyone's not going to be in the building, let's not everyone be in the building. And then, now that we're all here and all the teams are basically coming in, let's do a better job of, getting more out of being in the building. And I think we've done that. And I think that obviously it helps the rookies. I think. Sorry. I think obviously having the rookies being there and being around people, I think that's the biggest thing. I think just being familiar with the coaches, how they coach, teammates, players, knowing that we have each other's backs. That's the biggest thing to me. So it's the camaraderie of it. I know it's been talked about, but X's and O's as well. Just Coach Gruden runs a pretty intense offense that is so rewarding if you can get it down, and so it's been good to have those guys and get not too many guys in the offense coming in, but the guys that are kind of get them up to date and get going.
Hey Hunter, Vinny with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I know it's kind of early and you're just starting to get your first look at the defense, but the Raiders did bring in some young secondary players, Trevon Moehrig, Nate Hobbs, also some veterans, Casey Hayward. Anything in particular, especially on those younger guys, that you've been able to pick up from on the new young secondary players?
Yeah, just an overall sense of belief. That's the biggest thing. I mean, we have everyone believes in something back there. And I think that's great. I think it starts with, Hayward coming in, Casey, and him just being around it first off. But, it's worked in the past, and it's a really good defense. And I think Coach Coach Bradley has done a great job of, instilling that belief, especially in the young guys. And so running out there, it's a lot of new faces. But, you see something every day where you're like, all right, he's starting to get it. He's starting to, put it together. And so as we roll into, training camp and this next month off after OTAs, it's going to be fun kind of seeing them progress because super talented. And we're going to have a chance to be pretty good on defense, have a special year.
Yeah, Hunter, it's Ron Futrell from Channel 8. A couple of questions here for you. How did it feel running some deep routes in the heat out there this morning? It's the first time, at least, that we've seen you guys running the deep routes in the heat there. And also wanted to see if you're paying any attention to the Vegas Golden Knights with their playoffs and what they're doing right now, if you're watching that.
Yeah, no, I did. Big Game 7 last Friday night. Got the win. They didn't get off to the start. They're in Game 2, right? They lost Game 1. Didn't get off to the start they wanted, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I'm excited to watch them. I think they have another game coming up here tonight. Yeah, and then I think Friday as well at home. So hopefully, I've never been to a Golden Knights game. I'm excited to watch them play. Seriously, I've never been to a hockey game in general, so I'm just excited. I hear the atmosphere is unbelievable. Vegas just gets up for it and that energy. And so hopefully, maybe Friday I'll be able to go and watch them, go up 2-1 hopefully. But yeah, it's always good when you can, run some deep routes. I run a lot of underneath stuff, so I like to air it out a little bit. You're healthy. So I think we have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be appreciative of, even on the days when it's hot and it's 100 degrees outside. Just thankful to have legs to be able out there and go run deep routes and get that chemistry with Derek and the other quarterback. So a lot to be thankful for.
Hey Hunter, you mentioned Brian Edwards a bit, in one of your first questions there. Just curious, how he's come back different. What's different about him as you guys dive into OTAs now?
Yeah, he's slowly been progressing, since he's, been off. But he looks good. He looks powerful. That's the one thing I say about Brian. He runs very powerful routes. He's powerful at, top of his break point. And then when he goes to catch the ball, he snatches it away. And so, he's just a baller. I've known him since, we were kids, and he's always been that way. And so hopefully, he can stay healthy and have a great year this year. And y'all all and the rest of the world can kind of see what I've seen since a kid. Just an all-around baller. And he's really taken that next step to me personally, just seeing him, attack routes and attack DBs.
Hunter, Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal. I was just wondering maybe what your homework assignments were, for lack of a better term, in the offseason, and what you see as your next step in your progression.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. I had a list, I kind of had a notebook of things over the course of the year that I wanted to get better at and, kind of get longer and longer as the season went along. But, at the top of my mind, I think I can attack the football better. Sometimes I get it and get into the body and get passive. And then also just, I do a lot of underneath stuff. So, getting a plan, getting a good plan, watching a lot of guys, how they attack so that, you get late in the season, you're not doing the same stuff. And so those were kind of my big two things. You can get too worried about so many things that you don't focus on a few. And so my big thing this year is, take tidbits as you go, but really hone in and focus on those few things and coming in flatter on routes so you can attack the ball. And so that's mine.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.